So we were looking yesterday at loving yourself. And if you remember, the last thing I spoke about was making a list of your attributes. And a natural follow on from that is what I'm going to talk about today. Because I think that sometimes we fall out of love with ourselves, or we forget to remember to love ourselves because we start to believe what other people tell us. Like the voice in our heads that we were talking about yesterday. And then we think that everybody holds that vision of us. And if everybody believes that, then they must be right. And therefore we are unlovable. And we start to believe things that aren't true about us. And we allow other people's treatment of us and the messages they send us, verbally, non verbally, in pictures, in full flippin' stereo, to influence us and tell us a new untrue story about who we are. Those messages tell us that we're less lovable than we really are. So I think that what we need to do is have a look at everybody and figure out who everybody actually is. Because often everybody is the media with their pictures and discussions of perfection, or everybody is our neighbor who has a great job, a lovely car, and who looks down their nose at us. Or everybody is sometimes or often our own family. Oh, yes, the very people who should be our biggest cheerleaders are often the people who damage us most. Your panel of everybody can be made up of people you work with, your ex, people you met on a retreat, people that you bump into regularly in the supermarket. And I don't necessarily mean bump into literally, but maybe that too. So you know me and my love of journaling and all things writing related. So I've got a writing exercise now that you might like to try. So I'm going to read out the first part of a number of sentences, and your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to finish the sentences. Just write down whatever your gut dictates. Don't censor yourself, no matter how silly it may sound to your brain. So here's the first one. People judge me because everyone loves it when I do well, people feel nobody will let me. Everybody tells me. People just can't accept the fact that when I fail, everyone thinks nobody cares when society keeps telling me I have to everyone expects me to. Now, for each of those statements that you've just written, please write the names of 6 people you know who actually, really, truly hold these views. Now, you can use the same names for each of the 6 statements if you like, but you must use names of individuals, not generic things like the government or all the people on my street or everybody in the country. Now, most people can't actually get to 6, but whatever number you arrived at, have a look at those names. Who makes up your everybody? Have a look at your list and marvel at how, on a daily basis, you hand your power over to people that you don't even like. So we're going to work on changing that. Because I know that when I was stuck in suicidal ideation, and by that I mean the years spent stuck in a place where every single day I was telling myself that I was worthless and useless and I didn't deserve to live, and figuring out different ways to kill myself. When I started to unpack that feeling, I was feeling that way because I was listening to my everybody. So I had to stop. But I couldn't just look in the mirror and say 10 times, "Oh, you're wonderful, Hazel, I love you," because I wouldn't have believed myself, especially not if I'd said it in that voice. Anyway, at the time, in that place, "You're wonderful, I love you," would have been the biggest fucking lie I could have told myself. So the first thing I had to do was find a new everybody. And here's a word of warning. Beware of people who have your best interest at heart, because most of the time they don't. They have their own best interests at heart. They are advising you and or pushing you towards something that probably isn't the best thing for you because it suits them. Remember that. So, echoing what we did yesterday with the list of new truths, I wrote down compliments or positive feedback that I'd received. Specific, real things that specific, real people had said to me, and I would like you to do the same. And once that list is written, please make copies of it and put them in several places. On your fridge, in your diary, on the wall beside your bathroom mirror, beside your laptop, in your wallet, wherever you're likely to see them. And when you see them, read them. And read them several times a day. And remember, they are true. For more tips, tricks, and tools that I used to go from hating myself to loving myself, you should help yourself to a copy of my Woman Love Thyself video. I will see you tomorrow when I'm going to talk about our environments and how we are influenced by the environments that we spend our time in. I will see you then.